Hello guys, so besides all the normal covers that I'll still be doing, I'm also currently working on some original material, some for a friend of mine back home in Portugal. We're going to be collaborating again, so that will be great because I'm quite enjoying it, especially the sort of stuff that he does. I have recently recorded some tracks for my old band Insanity Beach as well, which was an absolute pleasure. I think we will be doing some more drums here with their current drummer, who's going to come in and do, his tracks as well. But we're going to record here because that way we can keep a consistent drum sound as well, which is something that they were looking at. Other than that, I'm still going to go. Oh yes, I'm also doing some recording original stuff for a good friend called Andy Salter, and he does have a project called Sleeping Giants, so that should be coming out towards the summer if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so I've had 3 or 4 tracks down. I still have another 3 or 4 to go, and everything is going to be tracked here drum wise, and then I'll send all the stems to them and they can do all the mixing. So that's another interesting project. But another thing I'm going to be doing is some sound experiments, in the sense that I normally use this lovely Audix ADX60 microphone. Has my kick in. I normally have the ADX60 kick in. I have an Audix D6 on kick out, and then I also use a Yamaha sub kick. So it's nice because it gives me options, and then we can use or not use depending on the sort of song that we're doing, but at least I'll give them the options, and that's fine. Other than that, I recently saw someone trying to use a Shure SM57 has a kick in, so that is something that I'm looking forward to try and put it in and see what happens. Other things, because I bought a great book by Sylvia Massey. She's an absolute legend. She worked with an awful lot of incredibly well-known bands. She did some experiments to the point of, throwing a piano down a cliff, shooting a piano with a shotgun, and she records everything, and then she can either use it or not use it, but it's great. But I bought her book called Recording Unhinged, and there are some really cool experiments there that I would love to do. One of them actually does involve a 57, a hose and a funnel at the other end. In which it's on drums, and she just gets this, I think it's about 10-foot long hose, and it goes all the way around and under the bass drum with a funnel at one end, and then the 57 taped to the other end of the hose, and apparently you get a really cool sort of sound that you can then just blend into your overall track. So yes, that's the sort of stuff that I'm going to be doing. I'm also going to be doing some videos with, how to capture, possibly snare tuning, I don't know. Some cymbal demos. I've been currently using Stag cymbals, and I have a fair amount of them in here, from crashes to splashes to some effect cymbals, chinas, different size hi-hats, different series, different finishes. So I'm going to be putting all those out as well. So yeah, it's fun. It keeps me busy, which is great, and I'll look forward to see what you think. So, any comments, any questions, feel free to, drop them in the comments. In the meantime, so like, share, subscribe, because it helps everyone who's doing this sort of content, and it's great. I'm not doing this to, make any money out of it. I do have a day job. But yeah, I do enjoy doing this sort of thing. So yeah, so I'll keep you posted, and in the meantime, keep your eyes open for what's coming. Take care, guys. So there's the kit. That's a Remo Mastertouch, 10-12-14 with a 20-inch bass drum. I've just swapped the heads on the toms from Pinstripe Clears to Emperor Coat. It's just a bit of a different sound, so that should be quite cool. On the corner over there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 snares, and then there's another one there. So that white one is a Tama Superstar Hyperdrive. So that's a 14 by 5.5, or 14 by 5. I'm not pretty sure at the moment. They all sport Remo heads, so all of my snares have Remo heads. Normally all coated on the top, some with P3s, some with Ambassador coated, some with controlled sounds. So yeah, there's a vast variety there. But over there we have that baby blue one is from a Tama Club Jam Flyer Mini, which is 10 by 5. Underneath is a Yamaha Steel Shell 10 by 5.5. Then there's a snare drum. It's 12 by 6, and it's a Sonix 922. It's an old bird shell. I used to work for a company, a UK company called Percussion Plus, and they had Sonix kits, and that snare is great. It does have an incredible tuning range, and I will do tests with all of them and videos with all of them, so don't worry. That one actually carries a Remo P3 coated at the moment, and it's such a great head and snare. Then there's a Remo Quadura 13 by 5 under that, and then at the very bottom there's a British drum company Maverick 14 by 5.5. On the kit at the moment there's a Remo 14 by 3.5 piccolo snare, and that thing is a killer, because it's a really sharp snare, more onto, you know, some funk stuff. Although if you drop the tuning a little bit, it also allows you to play some rock tracks, which is quite nice. Microphone wise at the moment, I'm using this Aston Spirit at ear level, has a room microphone. So it's close to the desk, which you can see here, which is a StudioLive Series 3 mixer. So it does come, obviously, all with motorized faders and stuff, which is great. And it records multi-tracks, everything into an SD card, or everything goes into Studio One. Monitor-wise, I have two sets of monitors. So I have the Presonus R80s, which is like a very similar to the Adam Audio A series. They don't have traditional tweeters, they have ribbon tweeters. That's the same sort of thing with an 8-inch main driver. And then I have this one closer here, which is a Eris E44. So that's an MTM speaker. You can use it sideways as it is at the moment, or then, you know, standing up. So you have two tweeters and two main drivers and the tweeter in the center there. And all that goes through a monitor station there, so that I can swap in between each pair of speakers, or I can listen to both at the same time. I don't have a sub in here. So as I said, ADX 60 Audix kick in. Then in there we have Audix D6 and the good old Yamaha sub kick over there. On the toms here, on the rack toms, so 10 and 12, I'm using a Shure PGA 56 on both. Then on the floor tom, I'm using a Audix F2 on that one. Where are we? Oh yes. So if we carry on going this way, these are Aston Starlights, stereo matched pair, which are great, and also have a SE1 on the hi-hats there. And then in fact, let me just get this, because it's a bit of a trip. But on snare bottom, I'm using a DPA 4050 to capture, obviously, the snare wires. I do like to have a condenser microphone down there because it's it's brighter. So the brightness of the wires and the response really comes through. And on the snare top, I'm actually using, it's not an SM57, This one is actually a Stag SDM70. Now, on the microphone drum shootout that I've done, it's a 4-part one, so please feel free to go back and have a look, or I can leave some links on the comments. I was quite surprised because we all grew up, you know, SM57. However, the SM57 was, although a dynamic mic like that one is, but it was actually a vocal microphone, not a instrument microphone. But we were all told, yeah, guitar cabs, snare drums, and yeah, you know, it sort of stuck there and we all used them. But when I made the comparison and the blind test and I was listening to all the recordings, this one really surprised me, because especially at the price, it's most of the times $24.99, $25.99, and it's a great sounding microphone in comparison. So yeah, so let's see. So that one, as you can see, there's an Ambassador coated. On this piccolo we have a controlled sound, and then we have the Emperors, and funnily enough, on the bass drum I actually have a Pinstripe Clear. That's not a controlled sound dot, that's actually the little dot that came from the front head, which is the P3 Black Suede. And when we did the cutoff, I said, ooh, instead of buying, you know, a kick pad to put it in, I just did that there, and it works. It's brilliant. So, as I mentioned with the Stag cymbals, so there are some Genghis 15-inch classics, medium hi-hats. This one is a Genghis 19-inch medium dual crash. Then we have a Senza 12-inch medium exo splash. That's a Senza 20-inch medium exo ride. This is a Genghis 18-inch medium dual crash, and this beauty is a Senza 20-inch sizzle china, and it's brilliant. First of all, you can use it to ride on it, but then it can be also quite explosive. Which is great. Love that cymbal. I believe it's been discontinued now, but if you can get one, highly recommend it. I will have other cymbals out, so we'll do videos, individual videos with all of these, so that you can, you know, listen to them. And I will do an unprocessed and a processed video, so you have just the raw cymbal, just being mic in, straight out, no EQ, no, you know, editing or mixing of any kind, and then we'll do a mixed version with, you know, if it requires a compressor, we'll compress it. We're going to EQ it most definitely, so that you can see the difference. And the great thing is that they sound incredible, and at the same time they don't cost a fortune, and that for me has been, especially nowadays, cost of living has gone up. And when you have, you know, wife, children, a house, mortgage, everything, sometimes you just have to find the best possible sounding solutions out there, and these are definitely some to keep an eye on. So yeah, I'll see you soon, and in the meantime, like, subscribe, share, put some comments, questions, whatever you want, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.